So what we're doing today, we're over at Andrew Gentle's over in the Witterings. We want to do a really interesting trial. And what we're doing is we're taking a Grange machine, it's a 4 metre. And what we're doing is looking at the Grange point. This is the sort of like traditional Grange point. So you've got a medium, sort of what I'm going to call now a medium length nose. The rake angle of the shin, once it's on, is pretty much straight up with the soil as it comes through. And we've got a slight angle on the wings. Now what we've done, and we've got 12 variations on a theme here, we're going to put them all on. So we've got 4 points on each one. We're going to put half the machine on one type of point, half the machine on the other type of point. And there's 3 variations in lots of different ways, which means we're going to end up with 12 different trials. So what we've got is, first of all, the rake angle as it goes through the soil. This is the traditional one. So we're going to do some with the traditional angle or rake angle as it goes through. We've then got others which are going to come forward. It's actually going to come slightly forward as it goes through the soil. And then we're going to have others which are actually going to be slightly swept back as it goes through the soil. So we've got the 3 different rake angles. We've got straight up as normal, and then we've got slightly forward, slightly back. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're looking at the distance. What difference does this point, the nose out front, what difference does that make? So we've got a very short one which is much reduced from the standard Grange point, and then what we've also got a much longer nose that goes out front. This would be the traditional one, then we've got this one which is extended out, and then we've got this stubbier nose. The final part of the trial is the wings. So we're going to be doing some with a flat wing, and we're going to be doing some with an angled wing. So we're here now on the 19th of August 2025, and it feels like it hasn't rained for months and months. So if we just swing around and have a look at this soil, this is what we'd call a real brick clay. So it's high clay content. It is got some silt in there as well. There's the odd stone, but generally it's quite stone free. But what we're finding is we're not going to be able to go terribly fast. One thing that we wanted to do on the trial is maybe take it to about 8k, and then realistically we know that in certain seasons farmers will need to crack on. They know that the storm clouds are gathering and they want to get ground moved prior to seeding. So for that basis, what we're wanting to also do as part of the trial, which we'll come back to later, is change of speeds, because I think that is something that's really with the farmer as to how fast they want to go or they need to go in order to get things done. So we want to do some trials at sort of 8k, and then other trials at maybe 10, maybe even a little bit faster, to see with these different styles of point, is one style better in at 8k, whereas if we know that we're going to go that little bit faster because operations mean that we've got to, well, then it may be that a different style point is better for you at those speeds. So that's something else we're going to do. I think today we're not going to be able to do that, because if we try and take this any faster, they wouldn't normally anyway, but if we try and take this any faster, it's going to put too much pressure on the frame. So we're not going to do that today. And what we'll be doing is we will have the soil compaction tester. We're going to go through sort of soil compact all the way down, see if we've got a nice even with the different styles. Is it nice and even in between the points? Are we looking at more disturbance as it comes up? Are we actually seeing more disturbance with these other points? And are we getting a different type of shatter? With it being so hard, I think it's going to tell us that almost regardless of the style of point, you're going to get a very similar finish. If we come back in September and the ground is a bit more moist, a bit more moisture in the soil, I think we're actually going to see some different conditions, and I think these different styles will actually then show some different results. But let's crack on, get these points on, and we'll be here for most of the day. First problem we've encountered is our cast points. You can see, keep your eye on that, on our fabricated points that we've got for this trial. You can see this bit comes up further. Just had to come back to the yard. So our original points fit nicely on around this hard facing, so they fit on perfectly here. Now our fabricated points, in order to get this weld, we're not going to make a tooling for every one. We've had to get this weld, we've had to take this up higher. And what we've got there is this is now, so we can't get that on, so we've had to come back to the yard. We're going to have to weld this bit out. So faux pas number 1.